Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sean here with another Drive or Die, America's most provocative and dangerous vlogging series. We're dangerous and provocative. So, yeah, I just got out of the gym. Trying to go back to the gym. If you guys don't know, if you're unaware, I am climbing down Fat Fuck Mountain slowly but surely. I'm getting there. I've had a few setbacks recently just because the diet that I'm doing is incredibly hard to maintain. It requires a level of discipline and sacrifice that is actually, like, it's pretty substantial. And I went with it for a long time. So I remember it was the day after Mother's Day, all the way until like the middle of September. I didn't really eat very many carbs or sugar at all. That's what you do. It's like you do it's kind of like a fake keto diet. I don't really worry about getting ketosis. I probably do get into ketosis occasionally, but like I'm just trying to basically using it as an elimination diet, and I pair that with intermittent fasting. And it's just really, really fucking hard to maintain. And if you don't have complete control of what your diet is, what you're going to be able to take into your body, like your diet and stuff, at every fucking moment, so you go on trips, you go to people's houses, you go do whatever, you have to be on top of that stuff. You either just don't eat or bring something yourself, which ends up being kind of weird and awkward. So you're always just a pain in the ass. You're always a burden. So I try not to be. I try to be unobtrusive as possible. I don't want to bother anyone. I don't want anybody to have to suffer because of my bullshit. So anyways, so I'm staying kind of on that diet. I've definitely loosened up a little bit. I think some of that has to do with, like, it's just been a tough fucking couple months, honestly. And my mind is so fried. My heart is fried. Like, I'm emotionally, like, really tired and just kind of burnt out on everything. I'm having a hard time finding joy out of, like, anything. I'm having a hard time trying to find the will or the desire to do shit that I usually really like to do. Whether it's like doing nightcap or whatever. Like, I started doing, like, when I came back, I took like a hiatus from nightcap. What, in like spring of this spring? Was it March into April? I don't think didn't I come back like end of April or something? I don't even remember. I just had a hard time like reconnecting with it and finding the joy of it. And I've been having a really hard time. Thankfully, the last couple times I did it, I feel like I kind of fell into a better groove with it. I was a little less anxious about it. But I just wasn't I wasn't finding joy in it, you know? And I kind of felt like I was going through the motions a little bit. And, yeah, and it's really just tied to my emotions right now. My fifis, my feelings. I'm just really emotionally exhausted. I don't know how else to put it. And it's really put a damper on a lot of things, in terms of like my things that I like to do or whatever. I could basically have to shore up all of my patience and energy and goodwill for my family. Like, and then by the time 9 p.m. rolls around, I just don't have the fucking juice. I haven't had the juice in a while. It's been depressing, which, you know, it makes it like a cycle. It makes it feel even more fucking depressing. You get even more depressed. You're like, oh God, I can't even fucking enjoy the thing that I do to blow off steam. I don't even enjoy that anymore. Fuck. Like, now what am I gonna fucking do? But yeah, 2023 has been one of those years that has felt like it has lasted for 2 fucking years. It's just the worst. So I decided I didn't want to go home. I didn't want to go home right away. I'm hiding out. So I went to Big Lots. Big Lots is not a great store, but it's a place sometimes you can go. You can find, like, you know, discounts, clearance shit. I only buy clearance things there. And also, they have a giant selection of energy drinks. If you notice, you can go to places like Big Lots, Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, places like that. All of, like, that overflow of every, like, every kind of SKU of energy drinks, the ones that don't sell, don't do well, whether it's from known companies or startups that try to, like, flood the market with something. They all end up at places like Big Lots and Dollar Tree and Family Dollar and shit like that. So right now, Big Lots has got like all sorts of like weird shit. Like, so I'll come here and I'll get like stuff I've never heard of before, because I'm like a little bit of an energy drink connoisseur. I should be studied by science, honestly. They should study me, because I'm fucking ridiculous. I can't believe I haven't died yet. Like, the thing that's going to get me is probably going to be fucking energy drinks. I'm just going to drop dead one day. So they got this kind of, it's called Rise Fuel. I've never had it before. This is their Tiger Blood flavor, which looks like it's flavored like watermelon, strawberry, and tigers, obviously. Fuel your greatness. There you go. Clean energy. Intense focus. Zero sugar. Clean energy from 200 milligrams of natural caffeine. That's what you want to go. That's what we all do. At least if you're a pro like me, you grab an energy drink, you go like, oh, where's that caffeine fucking number? Where's that caffeine number? It says to here, I think, does this one have a warning? Yeah, this one has a warning. Do not exceed 2 servings in any 24-hour time period, because apparently it's not really technically safe, I guess, to drink more than 300 milligrams of caffeine in a day in a 24-hour period. Like I said, I should be studied by science, because I push that about as far as I can go. I mean, I've had days where I've had 1,000 milligram caffeine days, okay? Especially when you're out there trying to raise your spirits, okay? The one I'm going to try, though, tonight, I don't know why, I'm sure, what time is it? 7:30, I'm going to drink a fucking energy drink. Oh, why can't you sleep? Why are you always sick? Why do you always feel like shit? I don't know. This one actually has me excited, though. 100% vitamin C in every serving. This is Sunny D flavor. When's the last time you had a Sunny D? I'm excited. I'm pretty stoked about this, actually. Oh, yeah. We got that taurine, that choline bitartrate, natural caffeine, 500 milligrams of, it's literally bitartrate. Choline bitartrate. Whatever the fuck that is. What the fuck is that? Apparently, whatever it does, it makes you focus. It activates your brain. Maybe I shouldn't drink one of these. Maybe I should wait until the morning. I'll do like a short or something. What other flavor do they have? Oh, they also had ring pop flavor. Huh? There's another brand that I drink occasionally, and I can't. Is it a G Fuel? I think it's G Fuel. It looks like they are, this is like a knockoff G Fuel. Rise Fuel, ring pop flavor. That's kind of what that G Fuel, they have a bunch of different kind of flavor varieties that are all like candies. They're all like Warheads, Sour Patch Kids, Blue Raspberry Melt, the Blue Bomber, Mega Man, Tetris flavor. And now we have ring pop from Rise. Well, well, well. I did get just a water, though. Sparkling water. This is from Texas. This is called Big Swig. We'll drink this here. We'll drink it right now, and then we'll hit the road. Then we'll hit the road. We can talk about something. So this is just sparkling water. Contains 0 juice. Ingredients. Carbonated water. Natural flavors. Natural flavors? Then list what do you mean natural flavors? That's not true. That can't be true. If you're saying, it says it's refreshing, key lime, light and tangy. So shouldn't there be like, I don't know, like some type of key lime, something, other natural flavors? That sounds like anything but natural. What's in it? Oh, it's got natural flavors. What does that constitute? What ingredient is that? Natural ones. Natural flavors. Didn't you read it? It says natural flavors on the can. What are you confused about? All right, let's do it. Let's take a swig of this. Crisp and clean, highest quality, Big Swig, sparkling water. Austin, Texas. Right from the heart of Texas. So, I actually drank a fair amount of sparkling waters. I like sparkling waters. This is a pretty good one. And the key lime, like it's present. Like it still kind of just tastes like water, like a sparkling water, but it's got enough of the essence of that. You know, when you say natural flavors, it's almost like they misted like essence of key lime on there. I don't know how you would do that. maybe some kind of zesting was involved. There was probably some sort of zesting that happened. I gotta imagine that's what it is. I gotta imagine that's what it is. I gotta turn the air on a little bit. Getting a little full of bullshit here. I'm fogging up all my windows. Then I won't be able to see, and we won't be able to go anywhere. We won't be able to go home. I'll have to stay out forever. This was the longest trip to get cigarettes ever. That's another thing. I haven't smoked in, I don't know how long now. What, like a year? Going on 2 years now? Going on 2 years, I have not really been like a regular smoker. I do vapes. I do a vape, which you'll see me do occasionally if you watch like the live streams and stuff. But I don't actually even vape all that much anymore. Like I've had like a little, my vape juice thing, like a little refiller. I've had it for months. I still haven't run out. It's something I do at night, like, and I only take like a few puffs here and there. If I get a little high, if I have like an edible or something, I might do more than I normally would, but not a ton anymore. But I've been dying to just smoke a fucking cigarette. I wanted to, like, that's how I know, like, I'm really depressed and really stressed out, and I don't even know why. That's the problem. It's like existential dread, which is the worst fucking feeling, because there's just nothing. It's so ambiguous that you can't put your finger on it, and you're like, why do I feel this way all the time? Anyways, I mean, there are reasons. You just look around at what's going on in the fucking world, but it doesn't, like, for it to affect me emotionally or, like, psychically on the level that it does sometimes is a little much. It's a little much. Even, like, I recognize it. Like, I see myself, I hear myself, I feel myself. I'm like, what is wrong with you? But that's definitely a red flag, like an indicator, like, oh, you need to fucking chill out, man. You need to chill the fuck out. So hopefully, like, going to the gym, maybe trying to adopt a few healthier habits. Who knows, we may even try to swear off energy drinks. I don't want to, though. I love them so much. It's like cigarettes. Like, for me, you know, nicotine is definitely part of the thing that why you enjoy a cigarette, you know, what the draw of a cigarette is. But if I'm being real with you, I just love to smoke. Like, I love the sensation of lighting up a cigarette and taking a nice, hard fucking drag. God damn, it is such a pleasurable fucking experience. I wish I could just smoke. I would just smoke Marlboro Reds all day, every day. I used to be kind of a chain smoker, about a pack a day person. I was like that for a long time. I mean, I quit off and on intermittently here and there over the years. The longest period before this last time was when my son was born, my first son, Foster. I quit because I didn't want him to grow up with a dad that smoked, because I grew up with a dad that smoked, which is kind of why I smoke. Not entirely the reason. You know, I had friends, I had bad peer influence, etc. But like, but I had access to them because of my dad. Like, that's why I ended up smoking as much as I did. Was 100% because of my dad, until I got old enough to buy them myself when I was like 16 or so, because I just looked older. And you start getting to know people that work at gas stations and shit. But yeah, trying to soak my sorrows by doing things that are kind of part of my mental illness, which I would call my mental illness. Where is it? Where's the thing? Here we go. So I go to Big Lots. I went to Big Lots, bought that stuff. I got some random shit. They always have random shit on clearance. Like, and when you're like I'm the primary caregiver of my kids, home all day with the kids and shit. So you got to do everything every single day. You got to do things like lunches and shit. And they had like a bunch of like, almost for nothing, like macaroni and cheese, like single serving things, which are just the perfect snack. It's the perfect thing. You know, a little mac and cheese, a little avocado, maybe a couple, you know, crackers or something. A decent lunch. Not a great lunch, but a decent enough one. Anyways, so I bought a fat stack of movies that I would not normally buy. I would not normally pay full price for these movies, but they were on clearance. Here. So these were about $1 or $1.25 a piece, except for 2 of them. So I got this. I had to get this. This is Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas. Apparently they made an animated movie version in 2017. It's full length, 91 minutes. Mariah Carey narrates the film based on her best-selling song and book. So yeah. The reason I got this is because I actually really like that song. All I Want for Christmas Is You. That Mariah Carey song. It's quintessential Christmas song. It's, it's the perfect song for the season. It encapsulates so much about like the emotions, the spirit of the season, kind of the material, the gross material nature of it. It's got it all. It's got a little piece of everything that is identifiably Christmas. And I like it because of that. But my wife hates it. My wife fucking despises that thing, so I'm going to troll her with that. I'm going to troll her with this movie, so I'm going to hide it from her. I might even give it to her as a gift or something. There were years. I bought my wife, what the fuck was that? What the hell is the name of that movie? Kiss the Girls, Along Came a Spider, Alex Cross, that's right. So Alex Cross, the third Alex Cross movie, which is not in continuity with the other two, the ones with Morgan Freeman. It stars Tyler Perry as Alex Cross. And for some reason, it became like a personal joke between the two of us. The movie Alex Cross. We'd quote the movie Alex Cross to each other all the time. We would do dialogue. We would do like scenes from Alex Cross because the bad guy is like really over the top. His name is escaping me right now. He's like the lead actor in the show Lost. He's like the bad guy. And so I bought her. we have like 15 copies of Alex Cross because every holiday, birthday, special occasion, I would just buy her like a cheap DVD copy of Alex Cross. So we just, somewhere in our house, we might have thrown them away actually when we moved. But yeah, for a while that was like the thing, was Alex Cross. And now maybe this Mariah Carey thing. I'll just repackage. I'll just re-shrink wrap this one though and just give it to her over and over again. But yeah, the rest of these movies though, I probably wouldn't buy normally. Like I wouldn't pay full price, but $1.25. Get this Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit. Never seen it because I don't normally watch it like that, honestly. Like generic. Although now that I'm in my middle age, like I'm kind of into this kind of stuff now. I call this would be like dad core cinema. Now I'm old enough, like I'm a dad now. And this is the kind of stuff that like dads watch, Like go back in your mind. Go into your mind's eye and think of your dad when you were like 13. And the type of movie that your 37 to 45-year-old father would bring home from like Blockbuster or something, it would have been 100% something like this. Okay? I mean, it was, before it was this, it was Sum of All Fears. It was with Ben Affleck, okay? But this is kind of that. All right. My All-American. I've never heard of this. Looks like one of those feel-good sports movies, football movies. It's got Aaron Eckhart, Finn Wittrock, Robin Tunney, Sarah Bolger. Oh, what a name, Bolger. Finn Wittrock. That guy is very familiar. I've seen him somewhere else. But anyways, $1.27. Sure. Will I ever watch this? Will this just sit on my shelf? It will be part of my my mausoleum when I die? Probably. I'll probably never watch it. Life on the Line. Now, I saw a lot of memes about this. I saw a lot of jokes about this. I've never seen this. John Travolta, Kate Bosworth, and Sharon Stone. Courage, risk, sacrifice. Life on the Line. About guys that work up on the power lines. I will actually probably watch this. All of those like John Travolta straight to video action movies, let me tell you what, if it's like late at night and you're a little stoned, or you've had a couple drinks or something like that, or if you were just with a bunch of friends and you guys are having cocktails and they're movie like kind of minded people, dude, go to Tubi or one of the Freevee or one of these like free movie sites or apps and stuff that are out there. Tubi rocks, by the way. Tubi's awesome. I should do a whole video on Tubi. But go do that. And then pull up some John Travolta movies for the past 10 years. You're going to have a great time. You're going to have a wonderful time. On top of that, so what else did I get? I got this movie I've never seen. I don't think I've seen this. San Andreas. San Andreas, edge of your seat action at its best. This is a Dwayne The Rock Johnson joint. I have never seen this. I never normally would watch something like this, but I actually might watch this. This, again, kind of some dadcore cinema here. I might watch this. I might. I like Carla Gugino. I think she's an attractive lady. She's getting older, but so aren't we all. So aren't we all. But yeah, Carla Gugino's in this. But I watched another movie that was kind of like this that he did that came out, like Tower or something. It looked like the Towering Inferno. You remember that movie with was it Paul Newman back in the day, the Towering Inferno? Of course you do. Of course you remember that. It's kind of like his version of that. It's not High Rise. It's not the Tower. Skyscraper. That's what it is. Skyscraper. Skyscraper is a fucking hilarious movie. It is a hilariously bad action movie that I recommend watching. Like, especially if you're a little high, if you're a little drunk, you're there with your bros and your gals, your film friends. Dude, it is so fucking stupid. But it is so it's so funny. It's so entertaining. Unintentionally so, yes, but like, pop it on. I mean, maybe I'm just like, I have rose-tinted glasses or something, but I think if you're in the right headspace, the right mood, Skyscraper is not a good movie. It's bad. It's awful, but it's super entertaining, super fun to watch. Last time I watched it in the drive-in. I was at a drive-in when I watched it last time. And I kind of never want to watch it again. I just want it there in my mind. Just want that memory, that beautiful memory. Now, next up here, I got The Purge, the first Purge. This is not a particularly great movie, but out of all the Purge movies, the first Purge is by far probably the best. I know a lot of people like Anarchy the best, but I've always found these movies really kind of obnoxious. They are incredibly on the nose, like political activists kind of, they kind of want to be like activist cinema. I'm trying to think of the right word. It's like, not activist. Activism is not the right word. But it's got a very, very strong ideological, political bent to it. It's very, I wouldn't even say it's liberal. It's just like anti-Tea Party, anti-Republican, anti-conservative, anti-libertarian especially. It was going pretty hard. It goes pretty hard in the paint against libertarians in particular, because in some ways, like, The Purge is kind of a parody or taking some libertarian ideas and it takes it to its most extreme. Kind of like, you know, if we were actually to do, like, institute some kind of libertarian policies, there's a world in which you could bastardize them where you could get to The Purge. But they're really ridiculous. I mean, a lot of people like Anarchy the best. I thought the first one's the best. Ethan Hawke, just a solid actor, always bringing it in. Him and Lena Headey, I think's in this too. I haven't watched it since it first came out. I think I saw it in the theater and then never watched it again. So I will give it another go. But I've watched all of them, and I even watched like the last one they made, the first Purge, I think it's called, like a couple months ago, and it's just fucking atrocious. Those movies just get worse. Like Election Year, that one was fucking awful. Anarchy is okay. Anarchy's okay. It's a little different of a movie. It's kind of a little bit like a 70s grindhouse kind of vibe to it a little bit, because it's kind of like on the street urban action. Frank Grillo's in it. It's got its moments. I'll tell you what, if The Purge Anarchy had been there for $1.25, I would have gotten it. I would have purchased it. The House with a Clock in Its Walls. Now, I have not seen this. This is Eli Roth. Eli Roth, if you don't know, director of Hostel, director of Cabin Fever, director of The Green Inferno. I do like Eli Roth. I think he's a little bit of a hack, but in a hack, he knows he's a hack. So that's like kind of part of the texture. It's kind of part of the fun of Eli Roth movies, is him being fully aware. He's interesting because he's kind of an acolyte of Tarantino. And I know he's actually very good friends with Tarantino, but he kind of comes up from that same kind of perspective of being like, I am a huge film nerd. I'm a huge film dork. I just love movies. I absorb all this stuff. I worship all this stuff. I want to make these things. I want to make things that look like the things that I love. And he actually is the thing that Tarantino often gets accused of. Like, Tarantino often gets accused of being a remix artist or a rip-off artist to one degree or another. And I think some of that's true. I think to some degree that's true. But there is something unique. There's a unique voice there, though. Tarantino has like a unique voice. I think Eli Roth's is a little bit more anonymous. It's a little bit more of the thing, like I said, that Tarantino is accused of. It is more like a remix of all of these things that you've seen. And he injects, the thing that I will say Eli Roth injects into it is this really kind of, this really shitty, bully, mean-spiritedness to his movies. And he doesn't even like really actively like most of the characters in his movies, which I find so fascinating. Like, he fucking hates them. There's an Eli Roth movie that a lot of people don't like. It got super dogged on, but I find very entertaining and fascinating. Stars Keanu Reeves. It stars in Ana de Armas before she was known, and I can't remember the woman's name, the other lead actress. She ended up marrying Eli Roth. She was way his junior, but she's gorgeous. And it's called Knock Knock. It's really great. It's a remake of a movie. I think it's a remake of a different movie, but if I'm not mistaken, it's literally a remake. But it has got this weirdo gonzo energy to it that is hard to put, like, it's hard to articulate, like, what the fuck that movie is. Because you're like, is this like, it feels like it's bad, but is it like, is it intentionally bad? Is he laughing at me? Is he like laughing at me for watching this? Or is he just like a fan of like, hey, this is a bad erotic thriller. It's a really stupid, shitty erotic thriller. And it's fun. And I'm having fun making one. I like, because it's kind of like an elevated, like, direct-to-cable type of erotic thriller. Like, you would have watched something like this when you were a kid on, like, the movie channel or Encore or something at 2 a.m. or Showtime or something. Maybe Showtime. Something like Shannon Tweed would have been in this movie as a young woman, you know? It reminded me a lot of stuff like that. And so he's just always been somebody I find fascinating. And I'm curious to see what he does with, like, a kid's movie. It's basically him ripping off Amblin. It's like ripping off Spielberg stuff. So I'm actually legitimately curious about this. I paid $4 for this, okay? That's how you know it's really serious. But I've actually almost bought this a few times in the past. I've seen it on sale before, and I've been meaning to pick it up. Okay, next up. I don't know if I've seen this. Geostorm. Geostorm. This is definitely some Dadcore cinema. Gerard Butler, Ed Harris, Jim Sturgis. Who else is it? Abby Cornish, Andy Garcia. Oh yeah, I kind of enjoy these movies to one degree or another. You like watch them once, you never watch them again. They are kind of ephemeral, forgettable pablum, even though they like require it's such an undertaking to produce them. Like the guys that get to direct these things, like Dean Devlin, like these guys are wranglers. They're wranglers. They just wrangle productions. That's what they're good at. They don't care about story. They don't care about character. They don't care about nuance. They're there because they're guys that can pull off giant, technically difficult, technically impressive, CGI-infused set pieces. That's what they're good at. That's why they make those movies. This one is probably the weirdest one out of all of these. And I might actually watch this. I might get my wife to watch it with me. There we go. Saved. Bad Moms. This was $1.27. Now, I actually almost put this down because I really have no interest in watching this. But then I look at it and I'm like, well, maybe I will. Maybe it'll be funny to watch it. Like in a meta way. The movie itself, there's no way this movie's good, right? Right? It's like, there's no way. It's got Jada Pinkett Smith in it, dude. That woman's, she's a witch. Do you know she's a witch? And now this one I have seen. I would not have bought it if it wasn't this cheap. $1.25. Roman J. Israel Esquire. This is from the director of Nightcrawler, Dan Gilroy. So Nightcrawler, if you haven't seen, is Jake Gyllenhaal movie. He plays this weirdo, narcissist, sociopath that becomes a Nightcrawler. If you don't, and a Nightcrawler is somebody that goes, listens to the cops chatter, and tries to get footage of break-ins and accidents and all that stuff, like on-the-scene footage that he can then go and sell to local and national news agencies for money. And it's called Nightcrawler. It is one of the great, like, kind of character movies of the past 25 years. It is fantastic. It is a showpiece for Jake Gyllenhaal. I don't know if he's ever been better in anything. It is a fucking electric movie. So I was kind of excited about this. I was like, oh, cool. Another character piece, it looks like. It's got Denzel in it, dude. I love fucking Denzel. I am a basic bitch, dude. I love me some fucking Denzel Washington. The guy is just, I will watch him read the phone book. So I'm kind of excited. So I watch this around when it comes out, and it is an awful movie. Well, you know what? I'm going to give it another chance, but I did not particularly care for it. It was kind of preachy and annoying and just not very well paced, and it's one of these things like, oh, this tough older guy is going to come and teach these activist kids like how to take their activism more seriously. It's kind of ridiculous. It wasn't very good, but I'll give it another chance. I will give it another chance. I want to see Denzel playing some weird, quirky character like he does here in Roman J. Israel Esquire. But yeah, but if you saw like Nightcrawler and then you were to pop in Roman J. Israel Esquire, you're like, what the fuck happened? Well, that was like one of the most electric, fucking crazy, great movies of all time. It's like an all-timer. And then he made Roman J. Israel as his follow-up. You're like, holy shit. This is the last one I got. So I ended up getting a lot. I've been talking for a long time. I got this movie called Terminal with Margot Robbie. I have never seen this. I've also not heard great things about this. But for $1.25, I'll look at Margot Robbie's ass for $1.25. It's got like Simon Pegg's in it. Mike Myers is in it, probably in a little role. Terminal follows the twisting tales of two assassins carrying out a sinister mission. A teacher battling a fatal illness, an enigmatic janitor, and a courteous waitress leading a dangerous double life. Murderous consequences unravel in the dead of night as their lives are all intertwined at the hands of a mysterious criminal mastermind hell-bent on revenge. Oh yeah. So this is kind of reminds me of like, what the hell was that movie? There's like a movie, it's like Hitman Hotel or something that came out a couple years ago. Jodie Foster was in it. You know which film I'm speaking of. There was kind of a while ago, there was all these movies about like hitmen having to meet at places and do things, and they were all very stylized. It kind of felt like we were living in the early 2000s again for a little bit. So there you go, that's the haul. We didn't even ride. We haven't even ridden! We'll ride. Let's ride. Let's go home. I'm out of here. I'm out of here, pal. You can come with me. Maybe I'll upload this, maybe I won't. I don't know. But yeah, going to the gym. I had a good time at the gym. I actually really hit it pretty hard this time too. I think I said that earlier. Hit it pretty hard. Feeling okay. Kind of feeling a little bit though. Feeling a little sore. Maybe I hit it too hard. You gotta remember, dude, like, you hit like 35. It's like a flip gets switched. Or a switch gets flipped, rather. See, my brain is all fucking fried. A switch gets flipped, and you're like, oh shit, I can't do this like I used to. I'm tired all the time, no matter what I do. My body just kind of hurts. Just Just generally. It's no fun anymore. So I gotta be mindful of that when I go to the gym. I would definitely be mindful of that, so I don't overdo it. I have a penchant for overdoing things sometimes. I live my life in extremes. It's not good at all. It's It's not good at all. I have like no fucking chill. It's like either it's all or nothing. I'm either all in or I just don't care about it at all. Something I'm trying to change. I think 2024 is going to be the year of change for me. I think 2024 is the year I'm going to start trying to actively make better habits for myself. Instead of just wallowing, because I go through these periods of it's not euphoria. I just go through periods of kind of just being happy. Everything's going well. Everything's going good. And little tiny things will just derail me. And then over time, it just all becomes, I don't even know how to describe it. I'm not describing it very well. But I'll just get derailed by things. I guess that's the best way to put it. It's like death by 1,000 cuts. Things just will catch up with me. I'm not a big ignorer. I don't ignore things, and I don't try to let things fester and shit like that. But man, when I am mentally cashed out, as I have been for the past 6 months, it's tough, man. I feel bad. I've been a bad friend to my friends. I've been occasionally a bad husband to my wife because I just can't communicate why I feel the way I do. And then that's tough for a person that's trying to help you or trying to ask you about shit. That's tough for them too. That's really hard for them because they're just asking you because they care about you, and you don't know how to respond. And you say, well, I don't really know, and that's not a great answer. And they think maybe you're being disingenuous because you don't want to burden them or something, and they keep asking, which causes more irritation, and it just ends up being this kind of the cyclical cycle of bullshit. And then people end up getting angry over things that they shouldn't be angry about. And I gotta kind of remember that, It's a good thing for all people to remember, especially if you're like me. If you're a little bit more of a loner in disposition, I like my private time. I like my space. I'm not a very touchy guy. I'm not a big hugger. I'm not a big snuggler. I'm not those things, which is tough on my wife because she's kind of the opposite, of course. But we've been together for 10 years, so you kind of get used to those things. You kind of, learn where the compromises are and learn each other's thresholds sometimes, but it can make me seem distant. It can make me seem when things are bad, when things aren't going great. It can make me seem like maybe I'm a little more put off than I really am. And I always try to remember that all this person wants to do is love me. All they want to do is take care of me. All they want to do is tell me that it's going to be okay and give me encouragement. And you got to remember, I have to remember to be fair. Be fair to the people that care about me. And sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'm not. So that's something I definitely got to put on the list for 2024. Start treating people better. Start trying to be more thoughtful, I suppose. And also stop buying movies that I don't care about. After I just went through and discussed this stack of movies that most of which I just don't really care about. But it made me feel better when I bought them. I was like, oh, dude, just because I got a deal, I got a win for today. I got a win for today. I'm like, oh, I got all these for $12 or something. Look at me, aren't I so super fucking cool? Aren't I a cool, great guy? All right, well, I'm home now, and I've been gone for a really long time. 3 hours, because I was at the gym for 2 hours. Jesus. Anyways, that was it. That was super rambling and wild and weird. We expect nothing less. Expect nothing less from things that happen on Zoobox. Goodbye. Adios. Give somebody you love a hug or something. I don't know.